Hey everyone, Jeff May here, bringing you another one of the Unsealed and Revealed team's favorite episodes of the past year. Now, 2020 was a year of change, and we here at Unsealed and Revealed got to implement some changes of our own. Now, as we adjusted to the new normal, we made some changes to the studio that we really got to enjoy. And lucky for us, we got to see them right as Guy, Cassidy, and myself were checking out one of the year's most highly anticipated figures, the Commander Cody 6 scale from Hot Toys. This is a fan favorite character with an unbelievable array of accessories, an incredible head sculpt, super detailed armor, and dynamite posability. We had such a great time playing around with this guy as we got to experience some new and fascinating features in the Sideshow studio. So that ultimately this holds up as one of our favorite episodes and a great peek at some of the amazing things to come from Unsealed and Revealed in the new year. Now again, from the entire team at Sideshow, let me say thank each and every one of you for your eyes, ears, and support over the past year. We'll see you next year, and of course, don't forget to let your geek side show. Yeah, hello troopers. That's the thing. Get it? Hey, welcome to day 5 of Spooktacular, and this is a very special, very spooky episode of Unsealed and Revealed. Hey, how clap? Are we clapping? Are we booing? Not the booing bad kind, but like ghosts. Are we doing that? No? Okay, good. I am your host, Jeff May. Thank you very much for that, by the way. I am your host, Jeff May. I'm very excited to be here. We have an amazing and packed episode today. And with me, over here, as always, I have our resident 6 scale enthusiast / expert, the Cody to my Rex. What a trooper, Guy Klender. Guy, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing spectacular today, Jeff. This is a very exciting figure, and I'm happy to show it to you.
I'm very happy to see it. I love the setup that we have with you over there too. It looks a little bit different, and I look forward to
made a few changes in today's show.
I'm loving it. I think Spooktacular is bringing a lot of really cool stuff here. Now, of course, we have our fantastic moderator, the 5s of the team, Cassidy, over there on the 1s and 2s, and she will be taking your questions, comments, and concerns through all of the live channels. Cassidy, sound off.
Sound off. Yeah, I am in reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty, sir. I am loving it. I'm a big Clone Wars fan, so I'm very excited about this issue. I'm in a comics world right now about this episode because we are going to be looking at the Commander. I was up very early doing the giveaway. The Commander Cody 6 scale from Hot Toys. Now, as you can see, just like normal, Guy is back in the studio and he is feeling amazing. And we are, of course, continuing to practice social distancing and being safe. We have super producer Sam behind the camera, more than 6 feet away, wearing a mask. No one else is in the studio with Guy. And as always, we are doing our best to ensure the good health of ourselves and others. Now, that being said, we do not need me going through this spiel anymore. We got a lot of stuff coming through this episode, so make sure you pay attention. Guy, God, that looks so good. I'm just looking at you over there. It looks like such a good set. So at this point in time, let's shut me up. Guy, let's crack this baby open.
All righty. So here we have him, Commander Cody, from his appearance in the 3rd film, Revenge of the Sith. Up on the front here, beautiful photograph, and this is of the actual figure itself. We've got that wraparound cigar bar and in our standard shoebox format. In action shot, this one wearing the helmet and a head to toe photo on there with the long cannon gun. It was spectacular. Here we go. Okay. Now on this, we're going to remove the tray out and let's discuss. You have a smaller upper tray here, and that is going to have your holographic figures, your light up arm, and the swap out hands. All right, we're going to move that off to the side. We're going to be using that in a little bit.
Yeah, I have questions for the future, so.
Oh, you do?
I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
Well, good. And here we have our figure. Magnetically attached jetpack. These two here are the antenna that we're going to attach to it. We have his long rifle, standard blaster, and the 2 pistols. Down here you're going to have the 3 batteries, and those are going to go in the arm. I've already done that. And then we have our head sculpt as well. And then, of course, our handy dandy, always important,
We love those instructions. Look at that.
In this one here, it is very short, but it's going to tell you a little bit about how you're going to do your pack, how you do your light up effect.
Oh, I got to tell you, man, that glowing base that you have now, that really makes that pop right there.
Yes, I think we're going to get some great looks with this. I'm excited to show those off. What I'm going to do right now is pull the figure out and set him up on there.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is the first time we've had the Clone Wars represented in Hot Toys. This has been a very anticipated figure for sure. And
Yes.
he is worth the wait. I loved how the armor changed. Of course, we were, in 1977 saw the Stormtroopers for the first time. Then when we got the prequels and they were different and they evolved, and seeing the evolution of the armor has always been a really neat thing.
Yeah. And I did love in Revenge of the Sith, which is where this specific look is pulled. I do love how that turn, that Order 66 turn, that we see there, and it is it's brutal. It's very brutal.
Oh yeah, yeah. I rewatched again last night, and that it's a heck of a scene that you get there. Now I want to pull out the other items, and then we're going to work on the two different heads. First up, there is our standalone portrait.
Oh, look at that. Surprise down there. Now, just as a heads up, because the way the lighting is, that you will see there is a slight bluish tint to that, but I'm going to guess that is from the light.
Yes.
Not necessarily, that's not in the paint.
Correct. Correct. You are absolutely correct. All right, I'm going to pull the items out here. One of the reasons I wanted to do this right now is that you are going to have your rangefinder, and that comes separate, and those are going to attach to the helmet itself. All right, and there are two, one to the helmet and one onto the shoulder. I want to set them down here so you can take a look at what they look like, and then we will do the attachment.
I know this isn't necessarily about the head sculpt, but man, that really does look a lot like Morrison there. Like
It's a glorious head sculpt, right? I mean, we've seen it seems like each time we do another one of these, Jeff, you and I just see more and more detail.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get worse at Hot Toys. They're going to get better. So it's pretty.
And we will swap that out and do a 360 on that. I do want to show the others. So these are your two antenna that you've got there on the close-up. The orange will be going onto the shoulder, the other onto the helmet. His two blasters, pistols. And then this is the jetpack that is magnetic. Okay, you see that it's got a little foam on the back. That way it will not damage it. Attaches right on there and holds securely. I'll spin it around. See how it looks on there.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. Now, that really does pop. Oh, good. With that head, real quick, Guy, I saw. I have had a question related. Are the eyes reflecting the light, or is that just naturally how he looks?
No, the eyes are reflecting the light, and you're going to see that a little bit better when I actually do the swap out.
Okay.
What I'm going to do right now is do that swap out, because I'm going to put the antenna and such onto the figure. We're going to move our blasters off to the side, and I'm going to set him back up on the base, and Sam's going to be kind enough to give us a nice close-up.
God, look at that.
Okay. So that's just how it's catching the light. Just shows how great they do.
Yeah, the stern look that he has on that is pretty strong too. I really like it.
Oh yeah.
I really like it.
Now on the side of the helmet, push the one finder in like so. Got a little peg on the back there. Now be careful with these. As you can see, it's pretty darn delicate with that little notch over there. So be careful when you do that. The other goes onto the shoulder. And I'm going to spin this around for myself and set this in like so.
Now, this is definitely one of those ones we want to be careful with when you get these at home. You'll notice that that thing is thin.
Yeah, those are tiny little wire, or made to appear as wire. Okay, and that's the reason that they come separate like that, because that's a very. I'm going to move to the side there where you can see see just how thin that is. But thank you, Sam, for doing that close up, because take a look at the weathering.
Yeah, that weathering is really great. You see the carbon scoring that you see on there. Look, this guy's seen some action.
Yeah, there's carbon scoring. There's scratches. There's with this the new studio setup that we've done here today is really helping to show off all of these little details. Look at all of that scratch.
God, that's somebody who's been in it, you know?
Yes. Well, look at there. That is one of our favorite things to take a look at. Jeff, would you like to do something right now?
Guy, I'm going to need you. Why don't you show me those Tootsies real quick?
All right.
I'm going to need it.
I love the dirt and beaten aspect of it. But then...
Tread water.
Bam! Even though
that. He's
beaten is scraped up.
Look at that. God, that's so good. That's so good.
Just so good. I'm going to move the figure off to the side. We just did a head to toe on that because I want to show off the helmet.
Yeah.
In close up.
God, that looks so good.
Isn't that amazing?
I wasn't like, I know I was expecting it, but I'm not. Like, I get surprised sometimes. Like, for example, I wasn't expecting it to look that good, even though I know it looks that good.
Yeah. It was neat when we were doing our Sideshow New York Con. They asked me to show up and said, "Hey, we just want to surprise you with something. Come and take a look." And this is what I got to pull out of a box, and I was excited. I didn't get to play much with it, just to take a peek at it, but it went, whoa! The details on there. That's by far one of my favorite trooper looks, because you've got kind of the same that you had with the biker scouts. We've got, it's such a great design.
Yeah, that little, like, the shallow visor that he has on there and stuff. Yeah.
Now let's take a look at our other accessories. Bam, our long gun.
Okay. It's a light repeater, right?
Yep. Done in that great gunmetal that you have on there. It's beautiful. I like this one, a standard blaster there.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit different than what we saw, of course, in the films, but you've got the moving stock as well.
Oh yeah, look at that one.
So
it's like a minigun.
A little wild, right? Definitely a little wild. And then
your sidearm.
And he does have two.
That's what I like. I have a feeling that if I'm gonna guess of the poses, I'm guessing we're gonna have either the standing with the light repeater in one hand, kind of like going up in the air, like the arm at 90-degree angles with the gun shooting up, aiming up, or two pistols in front. I'm guessing we're gonna get a lot of people posing it with the double sidearm.
I think you're right. While I've got Sam on the tight close-up here, I'm going to move the weaponry off here for a moment and pull out. These come in the top tray. Okay.
Oh, look at you digging those up, Guy.
Yeah. I'm having such a good time. It's to do this and be able to show it. I'm looking at a monitor here and seeing it the way you at home are seeing it, and I'm loving it. So you have both a right and left in your trigger finger gripping hands. They call these the gesturing hands, these other ones, and I dig that for Order 66 execution. Now, when we talk about Order 66 execution, we see that when it pops up on one of the holocrons. So this is
Yeah.
your swap out arm that you're going to get.
And that's going to be important, right? Because that's going to be the one that's going to relay the specific storyline that we're going to get from. It's going to bring it up because it's been sort of underground this whole time, and then it's going to bring that information up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he gets that message when he's in a different planet, not Earth. It's one of the unearths kind of things.
Did you just use the word unearths in that regard? I love that so much because I believe, and I was told maybe a little bit, that unearths, is that one of our scavenger hunt words?
Yes, indeed it is.
Oh, okay. Well, we got that out of the way. So congratulations. Good on us.
All right. Now, here's one of the things that make this light so incredible to use. Now, you have 4 options to put into the hand. We have one of the clone troopers, an Obi-Wan, a Yoda, or a Darth Sidious. I'm going to put the Sidious onto it.
You are sadistic.
Well, this is how we see.
Why are you
66 happen?
You are breaking my heart that of all of the options that you had, you chose Darth Sidious.
Yes, I know. It's got a little peg on each of them, and it does hold it nice and tightly in there. Okay, I've just set it in. You have the other ones as well, but as you can see, just so neat. I love that they've done the ridge look.
Yeah, we've seen that before, and that they really, those holograms, Hot Toys has mastered those holograms.
They have indeed. Now, on this particular hand, I'm going to remove the Sidious so we can look at it a little more. This is where you don't even see a seam on here. That's how,
That's how they do it.
But there is one, and it does show you in the instructions how you're going to remove it, and it is the lower half. You give it a little pull, and we're going to do that gently here. And now you have one battery compartment in here. It does come with the 3 batteries, and you do not have the little tool in this, like a little screwdriver or anything, but there we are.
Now, as Guy is doing that too, because I understand that it's just a hand for some of you, for those of you that are just joining us, that this we are taking a look at the Commander Cody 6th scale from Hot Toys. Cassidy, as he is doing that, oh, we see the light up there. We'll let him get. Why don't you put a hologram on there, and then we'll get to questions if there are any. There it is. Execute Order 66.
Isn't that incredible? Beautifully, beautifully done. And again, you have your option for your Yoda, your Obi-Wan. We know that Cody and Obi-Wan became, pretty good friends, actually.
Yeah, they sure did.
So that is the swap out arm. Cass, before I do anything like that, we'll talk questions.
As far as questions go, we have a few coming in, but a lot of them are things that I know you're going to address. We do have a request to see the Yoda hologram.
You want to see the Yoda up there? We'll do.
I think I'm going to actually make a personal request, Guy. I want all 4.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
All right.
Can you turn it a little more towards camera so we can see him front, like his front?
Well, you know what? I will, because of the peg in there. You can pose it however you'd like. I kept posing it, figuring it's looking back at him to talk. But
he could be showing it to his friends, like, "Hey, look at this guy." Pretty neat, right?
What I'll do here is turn off our light there, and you can see the bright light up effect. Okay, that's without any of our studio underlight.
Nice. All right, we got Yoda. So who's next? Give me another one. Give me another one, Guy. Give me another one.
All right, alrighty. Now, are you going to guess? You're going to guess who they are?
I think I can probably figure it out if you show me what they look like. That looks like old Ben Kenobi.
Why,
is that right?
Yes, indeed.
Oh. And then
this light up effect is?
And that, I'm guessing, is Captain Rex.
It's one of the airborne, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
But glorious. Let's take a look at how the connection point is. Standard large peg hole onto your left arm. So we're going to remove. I'm going to move these items off our turntable to just.
Yeah, and this was a reminder, we didn't really get to see Guy do that, but we always want to be careful when we are removing parts like that, of course. As
Correct.
you said, as close to the joint as possible. Is that what you, when we hold on, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, straight up peg, and we will push inward. I'm going to do that stuff off the base. Now remember, anytime you're doing this stuff, be careful of that little antenna on his left shoulder. It's pretty important you don't mangle that one up.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where, and this is also, by the way, this is, I would say, one of the most requested episodes for us to have done. We get this request. I mean, Cassidy will tell you, we get a request to do this episode probably 3 or 4 times every episode we do live. People are like, when are you going to do Commander Cody? So I'm glad we got to finally do that. But of course, this is such a long awaited piece. So many people want it. So be careful when you have it. As Guy said, you know, you got to be careful. There's antennae. There are things. He's a tough trooper, but.
Correct. So there, I'm going to kind of move it down.
And also, we were going to do this ourselves. This wasn't like your idea for us to do it. Just because you wanted it. This was our idea. We did it.
Yes.
We do what we want.
Please, sir.
Good, I'm having a conversation. Please, sir, may I have another? God, I'm going to go watch more Clone Wars. I've already gone through it, but I want to watch it. Maybe I'll watch Revenge of the Sith, too. I saw a midnight showing of that one. That's one of the few that I did at midnight because I had access.
I did them all at midnight.
Yeah? I mean, I was in central Massachusetts. We didn't have, although I did skip school to see Phantom Menace, and that is like, that's pretty fun.
So, okay, so you skipped school. I know many people waited out. I was one of those. How long did you wait out to see it?
I didn't. I'll tell you what we did. That was the early days of debit cards where they had the credit card machines, but not everybody had a debit card in 1999. So we just bought our tickets in advance and just walked right in. Nice. Of course, central Massachusetts is not Los Angeles, Guy. I know you waited in a big long line, but I was in Marlboro, Mass, and we just rolled right up. That was just a random.
Yeah, Los Angeles, in order for me to make sure I had the best seat in the house, was 42 days.
Yep. For me, it was about a 22-minute drive to the Solomon Pond Mall in Marlboro, Massachusetts, and then I just saw it.
Nice. I know currently I have him without an arm while I'm putting back his other and doing a trigger hand. At this time, probably, Cass, if there are specific ones, let me know.
Well, I'll tell you what, while you're doing that and while Cassidy is looking for that, I feel like we're about 20 minutes or so into the episode, which means it is reward time 20. And by that, I mean that is your reward code. I get to drop it whenever I want. It is reward time 20.
Nice.
That is REWARDTIME. The number 2, the number 0, all one word. That is your reward code for this episode. So you have a couple of seconds. You have a couple of minutes. While Guy is doing this, do not leave the show. You don't have to, but just go enter that reward code in there. Get yourself a little something. Yeah. I figured that would be a good time, right?
I like when you did it.
Thank you.
So you said you've watched all of Clone Wars and you're planning on redoing it?
I did. I went to, I watched all of Clone Wars predominantly when it was available through Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
and then through the season 6, friend of Sideshow and personal friend Sam Witwer playing Darth Maul. That was really exciting to me. So I was really excited to chase down that show and get watching, and I really like how it sort of is the mortar to sort of fill in the bricks of the prequels.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we heard before, for the Clone Wars and from Obi-Wan that first time, and then to actually see all of it occur. One thing I did when I was kind of swapping stuff out was I did remove, just while I was posing and the arm and such, I did remove the shoulder piece. It's got a little thing on the back. And I would kind of recommend adding that particular piece as your last piece once you have the figure posed kind of the way you want it, because of its fragile nature.
Yeah. Yeah, we always want to be, we want to be careful with this. This is not it's not nothing, This is something
you've
that you
waited so long for this figure. Now is not the time to do
literally
something really fast. And
yeah, but I do love the Clone Wars. I love what Dave Filoni did. I'm glad that they sort of trusted him with the Mandalorian in that regard, because of how great he was with the Clone Wars. But I love, a lot of the stuff that they have been coming out with Star Wars. I really enjoy Rebels. I have not yet watched Resistance. I really enjoyed Forces of Destiny. I loved those kind of short,
yes,
vignette shows. I mean, I even liked the old the Tartakovsky Clone Wars stuff. I really enjoyed that as well.
Now I'm going to move everything off to show the last accessory piece that we have, and that is the base. This is that sandy colored and textured base that we have, and the traditional underseating.
Yeah.
All right.
He looks good.
So good.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Yep. And then on that, you've got your chrome nameplate with Commander Cody written.
Cassidy, how we doing on questions, comments, or concerns? I kind of we got so blitzed out on the reward code that we didn't really get to that point. So
good point. Yes. So Dwayne in the Let Your Geek Sideshow Facebook group said, because he is a huge Batman fan, can we see some utility belt details?
Ooh, I do like that.
Yeah, let's do that. Sam, why don't we take a look at the midsection of the figure in close-up?
Oh, yeah, that looks all right. You could fit a lot of clonerangs in there.
Yeah, yes. Yes, were those in the show, the clonerangs?
I mean, you can make up your own canon when it's your own toy.
There you go. So. Love the look on this. Okay, so this has that cloth undersuit, then the armor over it. So
now, are these like a brushed copper kind of a look to it? Like, is that what you're seeing in the studio?
On the two in the back? Yep, a little bit of kind of a brushed copper. Mm-hmm.
But they
almost
are
as though the same metal that is used on the hollow. Hologram discs.
Are the pieces themselves metal?
No, there is not metal on these. These are all paint applied. Everything on here is a paint application.
Okay, perfect. And then the orange to match the highlights in Commander Cody's little, I was going to say outfit. That doesn't seem right.
Now, since we have it here, I do want to talk about the articulation here in the chest. And that is that there is the undersuit like that. A lot of times the Stormtrooper is one solid piece. This does have the cut in it, and that allows us to do a few more kind of bends and twists.
And remember, we take it a millimeter at a time when you're doing these.
Exactly. Yep. But you do have a little bit more movement than we standard get. Since you talked about those millimeter movements, this is again up on that left where we've got that antenna that you don't want to break off. These do have the elastic on there.
Guy, this is your favorite move, is pulling that pauldron down before you make movements.
Yes. Yep, it's one of my favorites. I like that there is that. I like that there's that safety feature that I'm not going to go smash. But again, remember, depending on how you have that pauldron, you're going to be pretty close to said helmet. So,
yeah,
just be cautious. But you get a good upward range of motion. This is about the extent I'm able to go to. All right. He wasn't a big jumping jacker.
Yeah, he's not exactly. Yeah. Oh, looks. Are you giving him a field sobriety test right now?
Yes, field sobriety test. But do want you to see, you get that double joint on the elbow.
Good. Yeah, that's great.
So we do get good range of motion.
And I love how they spaced out the elbow armor. It has just that clearance so that the elbow gets to move. God,
yes.
That's good.
Now we get that ball jointed neck and head. So the head, you can move however, but you also have that one down here in the lower section of the neck, giving you even further.
Now, Guy, real quick, for those of you that are just joining us, we are looking at the Commander Cody 6-scale from Hot Toys, and we are at the middle of the show, so this is my time to say that don't forget, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notifications bell on our YouTube channel so you won't miss out on any of our content. This is especially important during Spooktacular. I mention this all the time. You want those notifications because things are going to be happening, and they happen fast during these 10 days of Spooktacular. That includes the giveaway held every day, held on YouTube for Spooktacular. Random. It's all random throughout the day. They're only open for usually about 3 hours, sometimes even less, so you want to keep an eye on your notifications. Make sure you're also following us on our social channels, like @CollectSideshow on Twitter and @Sideshow Collectibles on Instagram, to get constant notifications about discounts, shows, giveaways throughout the event as well. And if you haven't registered yet, you can still do that. Just go to spooktacular.com, and Cassidy is going to be throwing those links in there in the comments. Email registrants get access to exclusive reward code opportunities and even more giveaways. And as always, if you like comic books, you'll need to check out our weekly show, The Comics Hall with Amy and Paul. Show airs weekly at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, otherwise known as New Comic Book Day, live on all of our social channels. And this week, you can expect an amazing horror-themed episode. Love that show. If you can't do it live and you prefer podcast form, you can catch the show on Thursdays on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Cassidy's going to drop a link to that right now. And, of course, tomorrow, that's Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, you can catch a new episode of Get Super with Joshy G, featuring special musical guest Josh James from the band Stick to Your Guns. I love Get Super. I love that I can use Sideshow to help me get fit. Joshy G, one of my favorite people, and I love that every other Tuesday comes up there. And something else that I get to tease here, something we've never done on this episode, on this show before, is that we are going to give you a teaser of the next week's episode. So we are going to actually drop at the end of this episode. We're going to surprise everybody here. I don't know what it is. Cassidy doesn't know. Guy doesn't know. All we have is one of our producers is going to bring it in, surprise Guy, and that'll be what we're going to be looking at next week. So you're going to want to stick around for that as well. Now, that being said, Guy, let's get back to the toy.
All right. Take a look at him. I've done a bit of a rock star pose. This is our singing rock out.
Yeah, well, he's going to be on the next Get Super.
Exactly. But I wanted you to see the bend that we can get in the knee joint. You do have the ball joint on the feet, and then you've got a little degree back, and then forward. So those are actually the. I kind of dug my rock and roll singer look.
I think that's not the worst pose to have, Guy.
I think a lot of people now watching this episode are going to decide, you know what, I want to do rock star singer pose.
Yeah, no, that's good.
No one will do that.
What song is he singing?
I'm not sure.
You haven't thought that far ahead,
No,
have you,
I
Guy?
haven't thought that far ahead. I'll have to.
You committed to a pose, but you didn't commit to the bit.
But I didn't commit to the song. But I kind of did that just to show the range in which the legs and the knees will move. And and let's talk a little bit about that now that we've got those there. The
knees.
knee coverings there.
By the way,
It's a little different than the traditional Stormtrooper, where they are connected. They are actually a separate piece. Okay, so
that might be one of those things where the Empire realizes that having the pieced armor might not be worth it, and that they would go the more fully connected.
Ball joint there. All right. My front motion.
Yeah, the hurdle motion.
My hurdle is about yay.
So now it looks to me like that armor. I see that the armor right there is sort of why we're not getting Spider-Man posing here with
Correct.
that upper thigh armor, and that's natural. You wouldn't have that level of kicking forward.
Correct. But you do get something like that, so you can also, I mean, we're sticking with our musical theme. You know,
That's
a
Abbey
little bit
Road
of crossing the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abbey Road's hell.
That's Mos Eisley Road right there.
Yeah, Mos Eisley Road, which a lot of great albums came out of the Mos Eisley Road studio.
Oh, Figure and Dan and the Modal Nodes had one of the greatest albums of all time.
Oh, every track was spectacular.
And then Max Rebo, excuse me, classic.
Exactly. Cassidy, while I'm kind of enjoying playing around with him and working on motion and what you can with him, do we have questions about that?
We did have a question. I think we only have one hologram projector, right? It's only the one hand.
Correct. Hologram projector will be in the one hand.
That would be an interesting Commander Cody if he had just like 4 hologram projectors all over his body that you could just project little Jedi and Sith.
Exactly. He's a have 2 cell phones kind of guy.
Yeah, he's clipped to his utility belt.
Yeah, he's got a Bluetooth. He's got more than one Bluetooth going.
Real stepdad energy. If he were to do that. God, yeah, I was going to say, I think another popular pose is going to be the Cody holding the helmet because the head sculpt is so good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to balance it up there.
Can you make the arm a little bit wider, or are you going to balance it up like
I'm going to balance it up, but we can go a little wider.
And then maybe it could kind of like fit in that sort of the pocket that you're creating.
Now, when you're going to do that,
it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a little bit. Use one of the hands that you make sure will cup underneath it.
Yeah, so it looks to me like, and this is going to be sort of one of those things for guys a bit under the gun right here because this is a show with a bit of a time limit here. But this is going to be a very shout out to Terry Smith that we're going to take our time, and it's going to take a while if you want to do that pose of the holding the helmet. It's going to be.
I'm just going to say take your time on that. And again, the reason I'm being even more delicate is the little antenna on it. But for our purposes and to kind of get it going, we'll kind of have them balance it for now.
Yeah, just do a little balance. This is my helmet.
Just to.
I like that it's like that because you're facing you. Nice catch, Guy. Oh my God, that was good.
Thank you.
Don't think I didn't see and notice that. That was some World Series level of catching right there. I love the amount of care that you're putting into this. But yeah, this is an example of make sure you take your time on this. We don't want to rush any posing for any 6 scale. Anything you get, not even just from Sideshow, but anything you get anywhere, like be careful with it. Come on.
Well, why would you rush it? One of the things that makes the 6 scale figures so fun.
Oh, that actually is really good.
Is the posing.
Yeah.
Is that having that last element in the process to give it the pose and the look that you want. So I'm being very delicate because of the 2 elements on there that you see that are both on this particular side now. I've got the antenna on the shoulder, and I also have the one rangefinder on the helmet. Okay, it may be a better idea to attach those after you've got your pose because of their delicate nature, then you can just tap those in. That way you're not accidentally pushing or moving on those while you've done it. But I did want to have where you can see both heads.
Smart to do so. So yeah, I would say, because we do this a lot. We do a lot of these episodes, and whenever we have a figure, we can really tell if there's going to be a couple poses that you can choose between. I mean, many people, you can choose between a million, infinite possible poses. But there are some times when you get a character where you're like, I don't even know how people are going to choose to pose this because the options are so high. And Commander Cody is going to be at the top of that list of, I don't know. Like I predicted earlier, some might be like holding the blaster rifle up or holding the two guns. But the more that I think about it, the more I'm realizing, oh, I bet if we gave 1,000 people, if 1,000 people bought this and then posted a photo of how they posed it, we'd get 998 different poses.
Yes.
And setups.
Exactly. I think you will. That's what makes this one so neat. I think you're going to have people that want to have him with the holograms, be it Sidious, Yoda, Obi-Wan, one of the others. Helmet off like this. You have little things that, like the jetpack doesn't have to be on him. I can remove that as well. Let's kind of show those two different looks. So this is your look without it. Remember I showed you before that it has a magnet and it also has the foam to protect it. Just locks right upon there. So you do have, you've got that option. All of your different hands. Do you choose to have him, gunslinger style and having the pistols in each hand?
That's how I would do it. I would even do maybe like a leaning back, kind of like a backing up. Because while it's, this is a Revenge of the Sith thing, I like to think of my Commander Cody as more of a benevolent soldier, a benevolent, weapon destruction. But I like to sort of imagine him sort of in that Clone Wars, in the Clone Wars era, not the cartoon, but the actual era of the Clone Wars.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe Cass or anybody in the chat saying what they would do. Like, oh, this is the only pose they would do.
I haven't seen any yet. A lot of people are still talking about music and music references.
See,
we like to sneak a few in here and there. What of it?
See, maybe there of those 1,000, one other person is going to do the rock star.
Yeah, that's fair. How we doing beyond the posing? Are there any questions, comments, or concerns, Cass?
Yes, there are a few questions from YouTube. We have a question. We wanted to see the head sculpt up close again at some point.
I think we can do that.
We wanted to see if we could see the inside of the details of the helmet.
Okay.
Ooh, are there details?
Well, let's do those right now then. All right, I'm going to put him back up on the stand. Sam is going to go in with a close-up of the portrait. We'll turn that around.
Oh, yeah, look at that stuff.
And the connection for between that sculpt and then the neck there is spectacular.
Yeah, it looks great.
Any odd line. You got the scar by the
turtle. Guy, we keep stutter stepping at each other. I was gonna say I like that turtleneck vibe to it. And it makes that seamless spot of where the chin goes down. It really is a seamless visual.
All right. Now the next question was about the helmet. I'm going to set it here on the base for a moment to take a look at it. Of course, I have the little 2 in front of it. But
yeah.
The question was about the interior because it is a ball jointed. This is not a helmet that just sits on like an accessory. Okay, so that's why it doesn't have like all of the little gearing inside.
Yeah. That's good though that there is some of the, if you look at it, even though it is the ball jointed thing, it's not just a smooth plastic casing in there. You actually see some of the detail, which I think is pretty rad.
Yeah. Other ones, Cassidy, I know that hopefully dealt with the two portrait bits.
That definitely did. We did have a question about any holsters for the guns.
No. So if you're going to, whatever weaponry you are going to use, it's going to be in his hand. These aren't a flung over the shoulder style.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where we don't know how you choose to store, but I know, Guy, we mentioned earlier things like a tackle box, or any sort of like a jewelry kind of holding thing. If you're going to want to have, if you want your accessories available and you don't want to have to keep case cracking to get to them, then that's not a bad idea, is to have something to hold your accessories, because Commander Cody comes with kind of a lot. We've seen this before with characters like the Scarlet Spider, for example, that sometimes you get a lot of accessories and you can't use them all at the same time.
Yeah, those are all of your different blasters. But no, there are no holsters or slings to flip the weaponry over or hold them a different way. So if he walks out with it, he's carrying that with him the whole day.
No slings or arrows of outrageous fortune.
Correct.
He looked like he was going to blow his arm.
I just wanted to kind of lean it up there so you saw the different blaster options. But as Sam said, it did look like he was going to possibly hurt his armpit.
Super producer Sam, nervous.
Nervous for the figure, which I like. I like that he is nervous for the figure. So,
if there's one thing I know about super producer Sam, he is nervous around the merch sometimes. I
understand that. I definitely understand that.
I should be more. I'm so surprised I haven't broken anything, because I'm a bull in a china shop. I bump into stuff at my house all the time, and I know where that is all the time. My poor refrigerator. I smash into that thing so many times. Not even.
Cass, what else does anybody need to know here?
I believe we have just about covered everything.
Oh, spectacular.
I like that. Spooktacular, Guy,
yes,
is actually the thing that you're supposed to say. Well, it looks to me like we are starting to wind down. We're not done yet, but we are starting to wind down there. God, that looks good. I'm going to ask you, Guy, to put the other... Can you do the two blasters up? I believe akimbo is what I would request here. If you wouldn't mind doing that for good old Jeffro here.
You let everybody know what they need to know, and I'll jump on this.
Well, I'm not going to let everybody need to know what they need to know quite yet, because we still have a surprise to drop, and I can't start doing my wrap up, of course, and I wouldn't wrap up without getting the thing that I promised you, Guy.
Yeah, you told me you're going to give me a surprise.
Well, it's funny that I get to say that when in reality it's 100% producer Alan who is like, no, I have a surprise ready, and I am excited about that.
I'm excited that I have no idea what this is going to be.
This is great. Yeah, we don't usually find out who this is going to be until later on in the weekend. So that's actually really exciting. So if you can point them out in front, like he's blasting somebody right directly in front of him. I'm sorry if I made it a pain.
Oh no, you're not sorry. You enjoy.
I'm not. It's the only thing I have going for me right now, Guy. I don't know if I told you that I ran in cold weather this morning, but my lungs are so angry at me that I have to take it out on you right now.
Well, okay then.
Cass, how we doing in the comments? Are we good?
You know, we did actually have, I missed one question about the light up arm and how difficult it is to put on.
And how difficult it is? It's not difficult. It is a different style of peg. There's more of kind of a straight peg versus like a ball joint or anything like that. But you will hear an audible little pop when it actually goes into where it needs to be. You've got a kind of a smaller. I'm gonna hold that up so you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam's gonna jump in there with it. Okay, so you've got the point. This looks like he's really had a rough afternoon.
Yeah.
There.
Perfect time.
But as you see, this is not a ball joint that we get with other types.
Yeah. Well, Guy, I know you're working on that pose that I requested, but I'm actually going to request that you stop that pose right now because we have something coming your way in studio, and it has been hard to organize this because I am of the understanding that producer Alan is working his way. I'm hearing a knock on the door.
Yes.
All right. I think you have to. Are you supposed to say come in? Do they know?
He did. He has knocked. There is your double gun. Well, it was
Right.
here.
Okay. Well, so it looks like here we have Under the Velvet. We have next week's episode prepped up. So let me see. Guy, without further ado, as much as I'm interested in my pose, I've stopped being interested in that, and I want to see what's under there.
Yes. Well, I also don't want to flail spastically because I love not knowing. So, okay, let's take a peek.
Nobody
already here?
Yeah. Next week we have...
Oh, yes!
Oh, okay.
Yeah!
Oh, okay.
Check that out.
We have the Spider-Man spider armor from I don't even know the official term of it, but I think it might be an armor from Marvel's Spider-Man. Is that correct?
Iron Spider Armor Man.
This is the Iron Spider from Marvel's Spider-Man. This is going to be an episode where we are going to be moving, shaking, and posing, because the one thing that we know about our Spider-Man episodes is that they are going to be dynamic.
Yes. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I don't even want to start any of it, but boy, this is going to be a fun one.
Well, you're not supposed to start any of it.
Look at that.
Guy.
We even get a fun tread.
Yeah.
That's a preview of our tread.
Yeah, pre-tread walk.
Pre-tread.
This will be, of course, Monday, November 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific. Now, that being said, I know I'm excited about that. So at this point, we can't do anything. What are we going to do? Cassidy, last call for questions, comments, or concerns.
We got them all. He got them all.
Well, in that case, I'm going to thank you all so much because you've been an amazing audience. Now, if you would like a rundown of all of our giveaway opportunities, plus live updates on winner announcements for giveaways, you're going to want to check out our Spooktacular Giveaway Guide blog. And Cassidy will drop the link for that right about now. I love the Sideshow blogs, by the way. They write some really cool stuff in there, and definitely a pocket of Sideshow that many of you might not get to discover. So make sure you check those out. We're so excited to have you here with us. Thank you, Guy, for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Cassidy, for being here.
Thank you.
You are the best. And thank you all for watching. Of course, we don't have a show without you in there with your questions and comments, helping us figure out what we want to do with this piece. So we're going to see you next Monday. That's right, Monday, November 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific for another episode of Unsealed and Revealed, right as we are recovering from our spooktacular hangover. It'll finish, I believe Spooktacular is over officially on Halloween, and we are all going to get a lot of sleep that Sunday, November 1st. And then we will be back on November 2nd to give you all of that information. Now, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to let your geek side show. And of course, especially right now, sleep is for the weak. You've been great. Thank you so much. Bye.